A Complete Unknown is directed by James Mangold and stars Timothy Chalamet as Bob Dylan. An unknown 19-year-old named Bob Dylan arrives with his revolutionary talent. He forges relationships with the music icons of Greenwich Village on his meteoric rise, culminating in a performance that reverberates worldwide. James Mangold is a director that, for the most part, I really enjoy watching in terms of his filmography. His latest film, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, was a massive disappointment, unfortunately, and it shows that he is a director that can make a bad movie once in a while, and I just did not really like the direction he took that movie and those characters in particular. But films like Walk the Line or Logan or Ford v Ferrari are very much character pieces that have interesting plots, interesting characters, interesting direction, and for the most part all have a grounded tone that makes you feel like you are walking with these characters at the moment in which they're living. And I love all of those three films, especially Logan. And I was hoping that A Complete Unknown would be a bit of a return to form to those glory days of James Mangold films, and I'm happy to say, while it isn't up there on that same level of amazingness that James Mangold is good at, this is still a really fun movie to watch, and I had a really good time exploring the story of Bob Dylan throughout this entire movie. I do think the film is a bit long, and that is due to the first half of the film at times feeling a bit generic and something that you would expect from most other musical biopics. And it goes through a few same tropes and a few same characters that you would expect in a movie like this. But for the most part, it was held up by good directions, good cinematography, a magnetic performance by Timothy Chalamet all throughout. But it's really halfway through the film where I felt like the point of the film and was trying to get across actually hit for me, and that is when the movie clicked. Once we go through a bit of a time jump at the halfway point of the film, that's where I felt like the movie was at its strongest and where Bob Dylan was the most interesting. Seeing him try to walk through this new life that he has now that he has become a famous celebrity was very interesting to watch, and we see just how much of a toll being a celebrity is taking on him, and how at times he wishes he just is back in his room of solitude or in a very personal room with a few people, being able to listen to him and like truly listen to his music and just enjoy the moment, enjoy the folklore that he is telling these people, that he's singing to them. And it's about him going up against a lot of people who in many ways want him to be something that he isn't. He's trying to fight back against that system. And so watching this character go through all that while still trying to keep to himself and try to stay true to who he is was a really interesting character arc that I really enjoyed watching. That isn't to say that the first half was like bad. It was mostly good. It just felt generic at times and felt like I've seen this kind of film before. But Ellie Fanning and Edward Norton were great performances, and I really enjoyed their characters, especially the lady from Top Gun Maverick, who is a secondary love interest in the film. I really enjoyed her performance here, and all the actors do a really good job, but it's really Timothy Chalamet that really brought this entire film together. I even loved the way when the film began and he was able to meet his hero for the first time, and that sets up most of the film and how he is in a way almost about to end up in kind of the same spot he is in, though not exact. But the beginning of the film and how it sets up the character of Bob Dylan, I think was really interesting, and actually felt like it came full circle by the end. And I really enjoyed the way the film was able to tell the story and have it come full circle in that sense when it comes to the way it starts and the way it ends. And you realize certain things that happen that relate to what you saw in the beginning of the film. While it does feel generic, it still felt like it had a lot of impact by the end of the film when it finally clicks with you and you understand why we sort of get a lot of setup and generic stuff in the beginning, but it's a bit recontextualized with the film's ending. I just really enjoyed the way the film was able to improve itself and have you look back on certain events that may feel generic, and at times it still does, but it sometimes works to the film's benefit at the end of the day. And you appreciate a lot of the later moments of the film a whole lot more due to that. The music is also excellently sung. Timothée Chalamet proves that he is a fantastic singer once again. I loved his singing in Wonka, and he is able to prove once again that he's not just a good actor, but a really fantastic singer as well, with a lot of his covers and renditions of Bob Dylan's musics here, and they were all beautiful to listen to. All in all, A Complete Unknown was a really surprisingly great film. I thought it was going to be good, but this truly did feel like a return to form for James Mangold. Again, not top tier Mangold, not Logan or Ford v Ferrari levels that good. Those movies are just so incredible, like A+ kinds of films. But what A Complete Unknown was able to do was feel grounded, feel honest and raw, and I really did feel like I was in a small room with this guy who is singing some of the most personal songs he's ever written in his life, just to hopefully make someone's life feel better, and just because he enjoys it. And I enjoyed watching this guy sing for 2.5 hours, and I would highly recommend you guys go check this out in theaters if you can. It's going to leave theaters soon, so if it's showing near you, give this film a chance. I'm going to give A Complete Unknown an A-. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please leave a like, subscribe, comment, and I will see you guys next time.